Good morning. It is Friday, June 6th, 2025, and I'm just getting packed up right now. It got a little chilly last night, but it was a nice dry chilly, so not really any condensation other than down my toe box on my quilt. But I can dry that out later. It's a little breezy. And as you can see, my tent door flap breezing a little bit. But it was, I got a real good night's sleep. And, waking up with the sound of the creek coming out of Chicken Spring Lake is really nice. Did I say what time it is? It's about 7:20. Got all my stuff pretty much packed up, just taking my time doing it. And looking at far out a little bit, looks like 15 and a half miles from the big campsite at the base of Whitney, the base of the Whitney approach that everyone camps at. There's a ranger station there and a bear box. So I'll check that out and see if there's any goodies in there when I get there, even though I'm sure every hiker will be. So I don't need to, but I love checking bear boxes. It's like checking treasure chests in a video game. Let's see. I've got a little bit of food laid out for the day. Some mango and dried ginger. I've got a fruit by the foot. I've got a protein bar. And I've got a hydration pack and a couple instant coffees. Probably going to mix those up in my small bottle. I left town with 2 1-liter bottles plus my Ceenoc over there that can hold 2 liters. So I have a 4-liter water carry capacity. My small bottle I like to mix up like energy packets and coffee in. So it always, and in last resort I'll use it for water. But there's so much water up here that, like, looking at the map, I don't think I have any longer than 2 or 3 miles to go today between water. So that's a really cool feeling. Oh yeah, I had some leftover rice from the rice packet I cooked last night. So I put that in a couple tortillas. So all in all, I don't know, that looks like probably somewhere around like 900 calories, maybe a little over 1,000, including all the fruit. So that'll be good for the day, at least the majority of the day, just walking. Yeah, gonna get going. I'm either gonna do the 15 miles to the Whitney base camp thing, or I'm gonna go further than that because that's still 1,100 feet, and I'm at 1,102 right now. 11,200 feet, and I'd really like to camp below 11,000 tonight, I think. So there's a creek about 4 miles past that would put me in about a 20-mile day today. So we'll see how it goes. It's about 7:30. I imagine I'll be moving in about 15 minutes. So yeah, let's go. I do need to wash my pot. Well, everyone bitches about the bear can, but I like it for a couple of reasons. Reason number one, it provides me with a hard shell case in which I can carry delicate things. Reason two, it's a great chair and a really nice table. And reason number three is that's the wrong bottle. Reason number three is I can set my phone on it like I have right now and prop my phone up against a rock, and it makes a nice handy little tripod. And I don't carry a tripod. For some reason, I just can't bring myself to carry a tripod. Looking out across the valley, it looks like the sun's been up over the horizon for almost an hour. And another hiker, the guy I was talking about last night, who's hanging out with the Austrians and has done the AT twice, he just walked past. His name's Hayes. He just walked past And sometimes it's nice to see a hiker when you think you're the only one. In this case, I thought I was the only one in the valley. Just Trader Joe's instant coffee I found in a hiker box back in Lone Pine. Never tried this before, but everybody loves Trader Joe's stuff, so I'm gonna give it a go. I love Trader Joe's too. I grew up shopping. My mom shopped there a lot growing up, before it was trendy. So I'm gonna pop this other packet in here, and then I'm gonna flip the camera around and show you this delightful view. Shout out to the homegirl Zeros, who saw some of my videos and was like, yo, I want to see more camp footy, dog. I was like, word, bet. Ooh, it's creamy. Oh no, is this that type of stuff you gotta heat up? Son of a gun. It doesn't say. Duh, bugger. Now I have to wash my pot. Let's see, how much water do I have? I have a whole liter of water. Look at this. Look at this. Just beautiful. And in the spirit of Baz and Birdsong, having a bit of a faffy morning. And that's fine. Snow. Oh wait, I'm not the only one. Look. Look at that. Oh, cool. I'm not the only one in camp still. That's a cool feeling. So yesterday was about 3.5 miles from the trailhead up here, and it was almost 3,000 feet of climbing. Okay, this one's for my LNT folks. Oh, don't use soap in the river. Oh, don't make fires above 10,000 feet. You know what? I know these things, dog. You know what? Dawn dish soap saves ducklings in the wild, okay? So I'm not tripping about using it to wash myself in a river here and there. Fires can be dangerous. If you don't know what you're doing, you have no business starting a fire in the backcountry. Lakes are never somewhere where you want to wash your pot. Or rivers. You want to get some water, get in your pot, and take it away from the water source, because nothing's worse than rolling up on a nice pristine lake or river and seeing people's flotsam and jetsam floating around in it from their kitchen habits. It's just not right, dude. It's not right. So, shout out all my LNT folks. Yurt. Pristine lake environment like this. Wash your pot away from the water. And if you're really about it. Ooh, that's cold. If you're really about it. Bury the remnants Leave no trace. We out here leaving no trace, my homie. It is just one of those things up here, man. One of those things. The elevation, I just walked back and forth between the lake and I'm so trippy. Where you always want to bring plenty of fuel so you can always do fun stuff like this. Oh, that might be well, maybe it's just one of those coffee mixes that needs to sit for a while. I don't know. My stove's already out. Stove's already out, so I'm gonna warm it up. Cheers to the Sierras. Rocking a hot cup of coffee. First day in the Sierras. Go. There we are. Nice. Now I've already left one spoon behind this whole trek back at Chimney Creek Camp. I won't be doing it again. Now, packing up my stuff, I want to be a little conscious here. A little conscious about this. Because I don't know if I'm going to run into snow today. Trash, trash, trash. Trash bag. So I think I'll keep my where are they? Here's them? Yeah. Nope, those are my rain pants. Maybe I'll keep my rain pants handy. But I'm definitely, and my gloves. I'll just keep the snow gear handy. That's what I'll do. That'll be the move. These are my snow booties. Just keep the snow gear right there. This is my miscellaneous bag right here. In here I've got my electronics Everything's in its own Ziploc bag inside 2 large Ziploc bags, because this can't get wet. And then a couple extra gallon Ziplocs, because you never know when you might need those. I've got my pumice stone, my first aid kit, which is also my repair kit, fix everything kit, my wallet. My wallet usually is in my hip pouch, but it gets buried deep in the pack when I'm on trail, just because you can't risk anything. A couple sheets of paper. These are just like, people print out the topo maps for the trail, and they always leave them in the hiker boxes. They're fun, but you don't really need them if you have far out. But I like being able to like write a note or something, leave a note at a trailhead, leave a note on trail or something like that. My string, this actually goes with my rain pants for tying the bottoms of my rain pants tight. My scissors, cash, Vaseline, and my mosquito head net, which I've carried since Campo. And I have a pen and a Sharpie on me in my hip pouch. I always carry a pen and a Sharpie. If not for writing notes, sometimes maybe I need to write something on a bag. Maybe I put something else in a different storage bag and want to remember what it is. I don't know. Writing notes comes in handy when you're hiking with people. All my peoples that I've been hiking with are ahead of me on trail. I hope they're having a dandy time, because I'm having a hell of a time. I really am. So, I got my clothes in my double bag. I'll put my sleeping bag in there too. More trash. And I'll put my sleeping mat in there as well. And the goal is to have as little amount of clothes out of that as possible, just a bare minimum in case I need to be warm. So the puffy goes in there. Normally the puffy wouldn't go in there because been in the desert. The puffy's fine out in the desert. You don't really even need a dry bag in the desert. And my jacket, my rain jacket, because it's so gnarly, this will double as warmth. Don't really need anything else when I'm like moving and grooving. I'm actually gonna put this bag inside my dry bag as well, because it's precious cargo and there's nothing in it I'll need in a pinch. Now, one of the big things, one of the big factors about getting miles done efficiently being able to get out of camp in a solid manner of time. Well, like I said earlier, FAF squad, baby. So I had a lovely little campy time in camp last night, getting all campsitey, and it was fun. Really, you got to enjoy yourself. And if you put in all these miles and all this work, like the climb up here yesterday afternoon, I mean, where's the fun if you're only chilling out in town? I'm not doing Whitney, so I have a little extra time to spare. Thus, I may as well chill with it. Toilet paper and baby wipes, they always go in the outside pocket for easy access. Here we are. I think that's all I need to put in my dry bag. Oh. Got my pump sack. That needs to go in there. Squash it all down as much as I can. The double bag security system for all water intruders, all dripping intruders. Keep all the water out. Here we are. And I like heavy stuff in the center, close to my back, so the food bag goes in next. This is why it's important to keep your snacks handy, so you don't have to go a digging and a mining for your food bag. Here we are. Nice. That's what I like. Where's my coffee? Look at this. Oh, that's so good. Here goes a couple of hikers. Bye, guys. Happy hiking. So this is also a common time for people to do the JMT. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. In little bits and pieces, people will do the JMT this time of year. Come up and do sections or something. Where did I put the bag to my stove? There it is. So, some folks out here are just doing little sections or backpacking trips and not through hiking. Now the stove's done. I'm not going to use the stove again until I'm in camp. And the BRS is so small and light, it gets to live in my hip pouch. My waist belt pouches are going to get my snacks. So these little rice wraps will be good for lunch. See if I can fit them in there. The hip belt pouches, the hip strap pouches on the ULA are actually pretty good. You can stuff a surprising amount of things in them. I like this pack. Another hiker who had a ULA pack as well. When he asked me which one I have, I said, I have the Catalyst. And he goes, well, that's an expedition pack. And I was just like, okay. Bruh. Some people. Once the tent's almost empty, we're just about packed. I think I'm gonna have a bite of this mango before I leave. A piece of the ginger. I used to not like ginger, especially like dried ginger or pickled ginger. I love it now. It's so good for your tummy. The dried mango. Oh, that is heavenly. Sometimes moms know. I grew up in a household where processed sugars, processed foods were not really a thing. I mean, my mom wasn't like a tyrant, but she, she bought whole wheat bread and, me and my sister, we were kids that were munching on, dried fruit and, having and enjoying large portions of veggies with our meals, as opposed to kids that were mowing down candy and balking at their vegetables. We loved our vegetables as kids. So I find it really funny that out here on this hike, I start craving all this dried fruit and healthy stuff. When there's all these adults out here, all these other adults of different ages, packing out candy, all this candy, Pop-Tarts. I mean, that's cool, but I've just had like zero cravings for any of that stuff. I started with some of it, but it quickly fell to the bottom of the list of my priority Munchables. Trash bag. That's it, man. That's it. I'm gonna leave my sleeping bag up top so I can bop it out and dry it in the sun. I guess I could actually dry it in the sun right now. This is a common practice that we have to do out here regularly, especially with down sleeping bags. I'm a sweaty sleeper, and even at home, when I'm, just having a normal night, I sweat, dude, in my sleep. I always have. And so last night, even though I didn't really sweat much, I humidify in my tent a lot. Like, I fog up car windows. My tent gets all humidified. It's just how my body is. Okay. my bag trying to blow away. Inanimate object that thinks it has a mind of its own. Well, listen, bud, I'm here to tell you otherwise. Condensation on the old Tyvek. I just heard a couple hikers head up trail. I think they might have been the last two suckers over there. Which means that I am effectively the fifth captain of this valley. Wild home, I'm coming for you. I'm your runner-up. About to break FAF records out here, dog. This is so good. It's just the creamiest, not too strong, but not mild cup of coffee. That's great. I put some fresh hook loops in my steaks. I don't remember where I did that. It must have been at Meadows, because I had my madre send me, I have a line of the Z-Packs ultralight cord, and carry that because I've got a couple spots on my Z-Packs on my tent that are the cord's starting to wear. So if I want to repair those, I like repairing stuff in the field because I don't do well getting to camp early, but sometimes it's a smart idea to get to camp early, especially out here where there's going to be early morning snow travel. I'm trying to get on that schedule. This morning I slept in, but last night, you know, it was 8 o'clock and I was bedding down, which is not normal for me. Usually I've been up pretty late. Towns get me up late. Oh, nope, I hear more voices. I'm not the last. Damn. I don't have a stuff sack for my steaks, so I've just been using a plastic bag just to keep them all together. Oh, the bag's always so heavy with food in it. Okay, tent. And I really want to finish my coffee so I can put my fuel canisters in my pot. What have I done with my rag? Nope, I see other campers over there. I see other hikers camped. dry sleeping bag. I guess I could put this in my dry bag now. I'll do that later. Okay. Okay. Snow stuff right there. Jacket on the outside. There we go. Water filter on this side. That'll do. Water up front. Now, every hiker has a trash bag. I've never seen a hiker with a reusable trash bag because these get nasty. This is actually one of the reasons I have a couple extra 1-gallon Ziplocs. Because if anything really nasty was going down in my trash bag, I'd put it inside of an extra Ziploc. I like eating sardines and anchovies and Sprots, and those containers need to be kept extra bagged up because if your trash leaks, gonna have a bad time. Also, like, if I use baby wipes to give myself a bath or something like that, I'll throw them in here. If I go to the bathroom, I'll burn or bury my toilet paper, but I tend to pack out my baby wipes and they go in here. So you don't want this getting all over your gear. Right now, it's pretty benign trash. Fruit roll-ups, empty Spam and rice bags, so it's fine. I'm not tripping on it. My utility belt, as it were. I always have a waist belt at home. I always have a hip pouch and a cell phone pouch on my waist. So I like wearing it on my waist. It makes me feel proper and prepared. I'm gonna slide my jacket over the other side here because my axe has to go on. Axe on board. Here we go. Right. Now, I'm just gonna chill. Oops. Until the next episode. Have my coffee and sit on my folded Tyvek. Some hikers use a little foam pad to sit on, but I've always found those inconvenient. I have a Tyvek, so I'll just fold up my Tyvek and use that. There goes 3 hikers. Everyone going to climb Whitney. I want to make sure these don't rattle, because things that rattle, you start hearing them after miles and miles, and one little rattle can just turn into a big annoyance. There we go. We are ready to cinch. I'm just about ready to go. I'm actually excited to get moving. We got some Orange Goblin I downloaded. If you don't know Orange Goblin, they're a British like blues metal band. They're sick. Really good hiking music, really good mountain music. There we are. The last thing I'll do is hoist. First things first, let's buckle up. Make sure everything's secured. Okay. Let's get the poles adjusted proper. $100, $120. Seems a bit short. That's good. I like my poles nice and even. Great. Now, okay. I'll leave the hat off. You always want to start cold. Even in cycling, if you're going off on a ride, you want to start cold, because you're going to get moving and warm up. You don't want to have to stop to take a bunch of layers off. Okay. Okay. Right. Time to hike. Let's do a one last sandal cinch. And you've been watching Camp Life with Wolverine. All right, 8:36, and I'm leaving this lovely little basin of Chicken Spring Lake. Off we go, 15 miles to the ranger station at Crabtree Meadows. That'll be the next stop. All right, 8:39, and I gotta show you something. I have 40% battery. I left town with 95. I have a lot of music to listen to, and I have days to get through these mountains, and I have video to take, but I gotta show you this. Boom, Chicken Spring Lake, first lake of the Sierras. Now I said I was gonna swim. I said I was gonna jump in every lake out here, boy. But you know, that old song, my mama said, you better shop around. So, I'm gonna shop around for another lake. Now this, I come up this pass out of here, and look at this. Look at this majesty. I came from over there, that horizon. Man, I think that's Whitney. Wait a minute, let's see if we can spot the baby. Let's see if we can spot baby girl. Yeah, dude, I think that might be Whitney right there. Looks like about 15 miles away. I'm getting better at gauging distance by looking. Off we go. These sunglasses that I got at Big Willie's style. I'm actually glad I got them because the cheap Walmart shades I had were not polarized. And you know, I forget how important it is to have polarized glasses when you get up higher. And I haven't even been on any snow yet. So this is Siberian Pass Creek. And it's 6 miles to the next water after this one. I can only wonder if that's Siberian Pass up there. Yeah, I'm gonna finish off this liter, fill up. I think I'll fill all 3 of my bottles. 2.5 liters for 6 miles. And it's gonna be about the heat of the day. Yeah, and I need a lot of water, so that's what I'm gonna do. It's really beautiful out here. Finally feels like proper remote. Not gonna come across some dirt ATV road. Can't see any towns when I come to Vista. And, excuse me, besides my morning wake up expectoration, I haven't been coughing or hacking up anything from my lungs, which is so great. And I feel good too. Yeah, I feel really good. How good is that? Look at that. Sequoia and Kings Canyon National Parks, PCT South, elevation 11,320 feet. Pets, weapons, and wheeled vehicles prohibited. Look at that. Try to take away our rights? Try to tell us we can't go into the bait country with our guns and our swords? Stay strapped, stay dangerous, everyone. "10:34 in the morning. I don't really know how far I've walked. What do we have here? Cottonwood Pass, 3.6. Lower Rock Creek Crossing, 5.4. Lower Crabtree Meadow, 11. So, 11 miles. Siberian Pass. Oh, Rock Creek Trail. So that must be the Rock Creek Trail. Siberian Pass. Never goes down there. I wonder if Siberian Pass is across that valley I've been looking at. And a PCT blaze. Wow. So cool. I was just thinking, like, you know, I haven't seen any other hikers since I've been walking today, just the ones that left camp. And it's nice. I'm just going on a stroll through the woods out here. Just a little stroll through the woods, not walking too fast, not busting my ass, not even out of breath. I'm just going on a walk. Going for a walk, not the ordinary kind. Gonna use my hands, and I'm gonna use my mind. And who the hell are you to tell me what to do? You can't even tie your own pair of shoes. What shoes? Going for a walk. A walk. It's just called A Walk by Bad Religion. It's not going for a walk. It's A Walk by Bad Religion. I think that's off of... Oh, what's that off of? I think that's off of The Gray Race. Yeah. Good album. Pretty good album. Pretty good album. I'll give Gray Race a 6 out of 10. I'm going to rate all the Bad Religion albums right now. Here we go. 80 to 85, 10 out of 10. Suffer, No Control, 10 out of 10. Generator, 10 out of 10. Against the Grain, 10 out of 10. No Substance, 3 out of 10. Gray Race, I'll actually give it a 5 out of 10. I take that back. Take back the 6, give it a 5 out of 10. What else is there? We'll come back to this. New Maps of Hell. Everything, I don't know. I say everything after Against the Grain, which came after Generator. So I think Against the Grain came out in 92-ish. Everything after that is a solid 3 out of 10. With the occasional song being 7 or 8 out of 10. Sorry, not sorry, Bad Religion. Something really interesting someone told me in town that had seen some of my videos. Upon meeting me, they were like, you know, you come across in person a lot less counterculture than in your videos. And I can only assume that they meant, this person meant by appearance, And, it's true. I walk through life, I appear and I dress and I look like a very counterculture person. And I would consider myself a counterculture person for sure. 100%. Counterculture is where it's at. But you have to realize there's a ton of different countercultures, a ton of them. And yeah, I may stink like patchouli, and I may smoke a lot of ganja, and I may have pretty, what most would call a crazy appearance. I just call it expressive. But don't get me wrong. Once you get to know me, you realize that, people realize this, and not always for better or worse. People have not wanted to be my friend anymore after they realize that while I do believe in peace and love and, anarcho-capitalism, I believe in the family. I believe that family is a mother, a father, and children. I believe in God. And I think there's a natural order that goes children, mother, father, Christ, God. And I don't believe in wrecking yourself with substance abuse. I've struggled with my own, with drinking and cigarettes. And, but yeah, I do believe in traditional values. And, I don't think, not that, I'm not like men shouldn't cry and women need to be naked making babies in the kitchen. No. But, yeah. And so that's just something interesting to me that occurred this past town stop. And, I know that people see me in my videos and, all that whatnot, but just let that go to show that you can't judge a book by its cover. I mean, look at the one guy in that movie, SLC Punk. Look at their friend who was all, nerdy and dressed all straight-laced. But then he went and, kicked out the windows of the cop car. Pulled his hands out of handcuffs or whatever. Yeah, so... Well, wouldn't you know it, I'm out here in the Sierras with Forerunner and just found out that I'm hiking with a fellow YouTuber. So get your asses on over to Dean's List and give the guy a subscribe. I've been running into this guy since KMS. And here we are just slugging it out in the Sierras together.
And it's gorgeous out here.
Oh, man.
If you have a chance to get out here, do it.
That's great. That's just...
Night hiking, episode was I was doing a large section on the Colorado Trail.
Cool.
And I was planning to do it in 3 days, but I got to a point where...
Ooh, looks like someone cut the grass.
Yeah.
Walking off trail. Oh, that's a healthy deer. Oh, river action right here. Oh man.
First big mammal.
This is a sweet campsite.
Here's the second big mammal.
So this is the first real river crossing of the Sierra Nevadas. Oh, look at it. Isn't she beautiful? Isn't she gorgeous? It's really not that big. Like, it's not like you're gonna like get fucked up in it. But it's chilly. I mean, it's an early June river crossing. The water came up just above my knees, and it wasn't that strong. Really clean, really refreshing, and just was like so good to be in a real river again, man. So good. It makes me miss Washington.
Put our rain jackets on like right before the ranger station, and came over here, and we got up there, and I was like, I think we'd better just go ahead and count, because I don't know where y'all are. I thought you guys were.
Can't believe I ran into these guys again. Of course, they were fishing. I didn't count on that. I didn't bank on them wasting time fishing, which is not a waste of time. Not a waste of time. Oh man. Just getting absolutely blasted by this section of trail right after the river. It's proper hiking. This is what I've been waiting for. Some actual steep hills. I just had to wait to get to the Sierras for it. And check that mother out. Look at that mama. Sheesh. Look at that beast. Don't know what it is. Just another mountain, just another hill out here in the Sierras. Proper trail, all rocky and whatnot. Something very tragic just occurred to me, my realm of reality. My headphone died. I've got one that's still going, but the charging port on him is dead too, which means I need to get into my pack. I'm not doing that right now. Can't let the music stop. I think there's electrolyte up there. It's like 3.5 more miles to Whitney Creek, which goes through Crabtree Meadows, which is the base of Whitney where everyone's camping. Met a really cool guy from Portland back at that river named Sean Brunder. No, this is Shane Brainerd. This is Shane Brainerd's transcript. Sean Brunder. Pretty epic wilderness up here, man. Wow, look at this. Just trip out on this scenery. Me and electrolyte are coming down from I think what is the last bit of climbing for us for the day, because the next stop is Crabtree Meadows, and you can't really see it through these trees right here. I need to get to a better vantage point, but the hills out here are just phenomenal. Jeez. Look at that. Wow. Just a little cradle in the middle of God's country right there. Wow. People come from all over the world for these mountains. And here we are just passing through. Just passing through. Boom. Just like that. Just like that. We're down over another, I guess you'd call it a pass, a saddle. Well, I don't know. I think the actual passes are going to be, well, look at that beast. Sheesh.
If I'm remembering the right place, when we get over here, it should be like a hill that's coming down with just huge trees like this growing on it. It's look like rock.
Man. Wonder how old these trees are too, you know? Gotta be so old, man. It's just absolutely breathtaking. Breathtaking country. Super hyped to be here.
I think there's a river down there.
There's electrolyte. You know, your pack actually looks really ultralight from above. My pack does not feel so ultralight. I just cinched my waist belt for the first time today. Look at this. Oh, man. Kind of stuff you see in movies. And then over here somewhere is Whitney. Check out those beasts. And Whitney is somewhere over there. And me and Electrolyte are just getting to the junction that leads to Crabtree, Meadows, Guitar Lake. People, I heard that there's not, technically you're not supposed to camp at Guitar Lake, but we're PCT hikers and we're sovereign citizens, so we camp where we damn well please. Wow, this is just first little bits of snow here. I got a little bit under my big toe a minute ago, and I forget just how damn cold snow is. And I remind myself why I'm not into snow sports. Seen a little bit of horse poop on the trail. That's a good sign. I love seeing that. I'd love to see some horsies. Close this gate to protect wilderness.
I'll go around it. So I ain't
Cool. Wow, that's so sick. Ugh.
do is call that company, and they should send me a brand new piece. You see them?
What? He's like a kid with a new toy on Christmas.
I wish the trail was as soft as this all the time.
Oh my gosh, dude. Made it. Made it. Is this Crabtree Meadows?
Yeah.
Look at this out here. Wow.
There's one right here.
Just
There's
another,
3 of them right there.
just another spot on trail that I can't believe I'm at. Whoop, that's a little muddy. Whoa, look at him in there.
Yeah.
Whoa, this is kind of deep.
Oh, there's a few big ones. Holy shit.
Oh, wow. This is, yeah, that looks like 3.5 feet deep right there. Maybe even 4. That's deep right there. These boys night fishing. Oh, it's right there, it's right there. Oh, yeah, those are mosquitoes.
Yeah, there's quite a few.
Those mosquitoes are real.
I think I'm in a good spot.
Look at them mountains. The water's like not even that cold. Wallace Creek. We have a Wallace Falls in Washington. Ranger Station, Crabtree Ranger Station, 1.2 miles. Mount Whitney, 8.7. And these boys out here are still just getting after they fish. Just getting after they fish. Hell of a view here. It's a great valley. But this might be where I part ways with these boys. They're going to do Mount Whitney, and that's that direction, and off into those hills. And this is the PCT northbound. So if I continue on in that east, then I'll get to Guitar Lake, the rest of Crabtree Meadows. There's a bear box that I'd really like to check out. It might have some good stuff in it. And there's a pit toilet. And it's really just a chance to see some friends. But it's gonna mean coming back to the PCT. Because I'm not going up Whitney. I don't need what's potentially in that bear box. But I'd kind of like to check out Whitney. Check it out. Maybe see some folks. But if I go there, kick it there, I mean, they're all going to summit tomorrow, and what am I going to do? I think to keep walking on the PCT is my plan. That's what I decided on, not to do Whitney. And here I am. Here I am at the crossroads. PCT, Crabtree Meadows. It's 1 mile, like 1.5 miles to the Crabtree Meadows Ranger Station Bear Box. I don't need to go there. I think I'm gonna sit, have a smoke, say goodbye to the boys, and I think I'm gonna continue on down the PCT. I'll see him again in Bishop. Either way, I'm gonna find a good smoking rock. Good rock to sit and roll one up on. This looks good. Oh, that's someone's home right there.
Hiking is good to do.
Okay, so the boys convinced me not to split up. My mom will be.
Convince yourself on that one too.
I kind of convinced myself on it too. They're all gonna be chilling at Guitar Lake at the base of Whitney, and I mean, like, I told them, like, yeah, well, I mean, I don't want to hang out, but like then they're like, dude, we're gonna be back quick. And anyways, yeah, I'm gonna go kick it with them at Guitar Lake. I'm not splitting up. My mom's gonna be really happy to see this. She's gonna be like, how dare you split up for whatever group you're in? You told me you wouldn't go into the Sierras alone. I'll be like, all right. So we're all gonna go up to Guitar Lake in a minute here, and yeah, Groovalicious, baby. What time is it right now?
I don't even know. We got plenty.
5:45. 5:45, and what are we at? 10:05?
10, yeah, somewhere.
10,500.
Might be 10.6, but
I'm gonna go raid this bear box. Okay, so skirting the first bit of Crabtree Meadows right here. I just heard thunderclap. I didn't get water at the creek back there because the mosquitoes are so bad. And there's this sweet ass little water feature up here. So I'm gonna get some water there. I think it's about 3.2 miles to Guitar Lake from where we are. And I guess that's where everyone's gonna be camping before their dawn ascent. The plan for everyone is to leave at midnight to hit Whitney, and that's gnarly, but at least going there and gonna raid the bear box, say what up to Steaks and Bluetooth and all them hummies, and then yeah, Forester Pass maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after. Maybe tomorrow will just be a chill 13-14 miles to the base of Forester, and then Forester first thing in the morning the next day. It's been a long time since I wore socks before camp. Now this is pod racing. That's the kind of river action I'm used to. But up in Washington, you don't have to climb over 10,000 feet in elevation to see them. Ha! Just after 6, gonna juke it up to Guitar Lake. So, Guitar Lake, technically, they only want JMT and High Sierra Trail hikers camping there, just so they can keep it, available for those hikers to camp there. But here's the thing. We're PCT hikers. We're through hikers, baby. Also, not sure whether or not the ranger station will or will not have been destroyed. Because I heard it got destroyed in like a flood or something, a melt or something, like a floody melt. Gosh, I love being by water. Look around, Norton. We are surrounded by water. Just had to step across this little mama and had my socks on. Was all comfy cozy, but couldn't find a solid spot to cross without getting my feet wet, so a little frustrating. Wanted to keep my socks on. I sound like a spoiled brat. Reality of it is, it's 6:30, and there's no time for any of your stuff to dry at this point of the day. So keep it dry if you can. Get a load of this. Look at this, look at this. Here we go. I'm gonna zoom in. Holy cow. Whoa. Oh my God. There's so many of them. There's so many hikers. There's so many tents. Unreal. And a bunch of these people are crashed out because they're about to hike Whitney at 2 in the morning. This is not the bear can, right? This is like not the famed one, is it? You don't think people are really storing shit in here, do you? Oh, there's a food bag in there. Ah, there's no way to tell. I really wanted to get some hiker box scores, but I just don't think I can get after any of that. Those are people who are really scared of bears and critters, I guess. I wouldn't fuck with someone else's food. It's got to be clear that it's not wanted. Let's see. Let's see if I can count tents. My turn. You good? Pretty big rocks.
taking film and just pulling it out and just putting mayonnaise on it.
Yeah, that's pretty gnarly, dude. All right. For tonight's dinner, we have, I'm trying to hold this between my knees without burning myself. Once again, round 2, the Knorr chicken and broccoli, rice, and put some peanuts in there, put a pack of Spam in there, and a few little chunks of beef jerky, and some cream cheese for that extra creamy kick. And it's great. I didn't pack, like I said, I didn't pack any hot sauce this resupply. It doesn't even need hot sauce. Nice and hearty. Probably like, I don't know, this is probably close to 1,000 calories in this pot. It's not even a full pot. So, let's go. I wonder what the poor people are doing right now. Well, June 6th has turned out to be quite a day. Started at Chicken Spring Lake this morning. Started real late for my typical standards, and I figured I'd at least get to the Whitney campground. That was going to be where I made it tonight. And I did make it there. Didn't end up going up to Guitar Lake. It got late. I got tired. Found a nice campsite. And I turned to Electrolyte and I just said, I'm done. I'm done, man. He had kind of juked one of his feet in that last little stream cross. And my feet were getting sore. And, Jimmy's 21. So his self can hike it up there, and they're all in a new Whitney in the morning. I think they're gonna leave camp at midnight, and I figured everyone would be in bed already anyways. So seeing all those tents in Upper Crabtree look like a music festival, crazy. And yeah, that's part of the reason I'm not doing Whitney as well. So tomorrow, I don't know what tomorrow's going to hold, because Forester Pass is just about 14 miles north. And so one way or another, there's no doing Forester tomorrow. So I'm thinking just get as close as possible to Forester and camp not on snow, and do Forester the next day. And after Forester is Kearsarge, and Kearsarge means Bishop. So gonna have to bop into Bishop to charge up some things. And yeah, probably just gonna grab some protein and some dinners, because I've still got all this dried fruit. Thanks, Mom. And yeah, got a beautiful moon up in the sky. Clear skies. Probably gonna be chilly. And yeah, belly full of good food. And yeah, it's been a good night. So me and Electrolyte are gonna bed down here tonight. And yeah. Been good. I could not believe it when I saw him and Jimmy today. I was just could not believe it. But I didn't account for the fact that they're both fishing. So made it a little easier for me to catch up to them. But yeah, we'll see what tomorrow brings. As for tonight, just gonna get bundled up, get ready for a chilly one, and looking forward to an alpine sunrise. Should be a good one. So good night.